Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, 𝖢𝖥𝖣yi, head currency analyst. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through cable. Going to have a little look at the price action of this market because there is some potential that this market could still reach the 1.3 handle. Now, not on my usual setup today, so unfortunately no face cam at the moment. So hopefully you won't get too bored without my face there, but we're going to be looking at cable, and there's some interesting data essentially coming up for the markets. Now, obviously, it's a big week for the US dollar. We've just had some ISM Manufacturing PMI data. If I actually just bring some news on the screen, there we go. You can see we've got ISM Manufacturing PMI came in at 46, which was below the forecast of 47.2 and below previous of 46.9. So you had a little bit of a sort of downward movement for the dollar slightly. That's now sort of retraced since that news event, but we're starting to see a little bit of negative data out of the US. Now, interestingly enough, as well, we've got to take into consideration the market may not have reacted as we expected to that news, because the US is actually on a bank holiday at the moment for the next day or so. So it's Independence Day in America tomorrow, July 4th. So there is no US trading essentially tomorrow, or it'll be very, very light in the way of trading. We also have a bank holiday in Canada as well. Now, Wednesday is probably when we're going to see that volatility kick back in, because we have the FOMC meeting minutes. This is going to be where we're going to see how aggressive the Fed have been talking about hiking those further interest rates. Have they talked about keeping rates at a higher rate for longer? Have they talked about any kind of cuts in the future? And I think the market at the moment is trying to price in that there is going to be some kind of cuts in the near future. I don't quite see that yet because of how aggressive the Fed talk has been, but is it a situation at the moment where the Fed are just kind of talking up a good game here, as in like they're trying to boost people's investment just by the talk of hiking rates rather than actually implementing them any further? It can be a little bit of a strategy the central bank can use. If they stay really hawkish in tone, investors are going to try and predict ahead and use that as a tool to potentially invest into the US dollar if they believe rates are going to go higher. So there is that potential there as well. Inflation obviously coming down as well, which is good for the US. At the end of the week, we have US non-farm payroll, so that's going to be another sort of influence to which way the data could go. Forecasts are suggesting that we are going to see some downside, and I would expect some downside, to be honest, considering that the last number was quite high at 339,000. So I would expect some kind of decline coming on Friday. But we have the ADP non-farm employment change as well, which could give us a little bit of an insight into what could potentially be coming up for that non-farm payroll. So lots of dollar data this week. We do have Governor Bailey speaking at some point as well, but there is the potential for the dollar to maybe weaken slightly, especially if this data does start to appear weak. So the only one thing that could probably make it a little bit more bullish is those FOMC meeting minutes. So we'll see how that comes out. Now, looking at the price of cable, though, from a technical perspective, it does look fairly bullish. We've been talking about the bullishness ever since price really traded up to the 1.2650. We're suggesting that this trend would continue because of the technicals here, and that's what we're trying to follow, that technical analysis there. And you can see that price is making higher highs and higher lows. We recently broke into new highs, so it's what is the market going to do next essentially for cable. And obviously there are two ways it could go. It could go up, it could go down, but the technicals are suggesting that the market is in an upward trend. So if the market is in an upward trend, then that trend may continue. So looking to see, can price trade up to the 1.3 handle? Last week we had a bit of a doji candlestick at the 1.2650. So that could be a sign that neither buyers or sellers are winning at this point. So it's who's going to win at the one spot 26.50. And if the buyers win, where are they going to target? They're going to target that one spot 3 handle. Now, if we go down into the 4-hour time frame, what I like to look for is a weekly in combination with a 4-hour time frame. And we are starting to see signs that the 4-hour is going to agree with the weekly chart. And what I mean by that is that we had a consolidation below the one spot 26.50 handle. We've broken above that. We now made a new higher high and we're consolidating again. What I would like to see is just one more push to the upside, just to give me that another opportunity to say, yep, the buyers are in control here at the moment, and that we could see higher prices, especially if the 50 and the 20 moving average cross here. An example of that is down back when price was at the one spot 23.50. Price came into it, it started to make higher highs and higher lows. Once it created the higher high with the crossover of the 20 and the 50 moving average, then you can see price followed that, basically that bullish weekly run, which came from here, that one spot 23.50 up to the one spot 28.50s. So looking for that similar opportunity again in here. Will the market drive price to one spot 3? That is the question that we are trying to answer. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more Forex trading content, and I'll speak to you in the next video.